Broadcasting to the Gumbo Nation for 6+ years.
Everybody come on, let's get down.
Providing education and options to listeners throughout the Gulf Coast and the nation. Mortgage Gumbo is brought to you live weekly by the Total Home Authority, Team Title, Tito's Homemade Vodka, TWFG Bidenkopf Insurance Group, The Fence King, 360 Home Inspection Services, and Bienvenue Plumbing. Mortgage Gumbo is the leading authority for all things home-related. So, let's spice up that bowl of mortgage awareness with the man who is high in mortgage knowledge, yet height and hair challenged. The man who only knows how to put the client first. The true definition of a face for radio. The leader of the Gumbo Nation, Dwayne Stein.
What's cooking, Gumbo Nation? You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Dwayne Stein, the Gulf South Mortgage Authority. And if you want to join the show, 504-260-0995. You can shoot an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. And for all my fantastic Gumbo Nation followers and people who are part of the Gumbo Nation, which includes you, that's a listener. Hey, listen, check out and go request to be part of the Gumbo Nation Facebook page. So a lot of big things are going to be happening on that page this year. So the Gumbo Nation Facebook page, plus we're all over the place. So let me start with just simply Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So excited to be here. Another great year I get to spend with you. And I think like most of you, this will be the first year ever that everybody gets the date right from day one. Whether you're writing a check, people still write checks, or you're writing a letter, love letter, or, you know, a piece of paper, or when you got to put the date in for maybe a Word document or something like that. This will be the first year that people, I believe, write 2021. I did it yesterday twice, and usually it's like February before I get it right. But not this year. And I think everybody's excited to turn the page into a new year. Now, with that being said, by the way, on the show today, listen, we're going to talk about the 10 commandments when applying for a mortgage. We want you going into this new year. We know everybody's got their goals right now, right? Everybody. I'm going to lose weight. I'm not going to eat chocolate, or I'm going to love more. All these affirmations, whatever it is. Well, you know what my job is? And it's been that for 25 plus years. My New Year's resolution is to make sure that I help you become financially fit. That is my goal for 2021, as it's been every year. That is my New Year's resolution, is to help you become financially fit. And we will do that. And we're going to kick it off with a simple topic that so many people just aren't aware of, and that is the 10 commandments of getting a mortgage. So we'll cover that today. We're also going to talk about just a bunch of different things. Hey, is the refinance boom over? Heck no. We're going to break that down. But getting back to when we're talking about, hey, 2020 and turning into the new year, and we're getting into the new year of 2021, listen, there's no guarantees that just because we turn the page, it's going to be everything's going to be amazing, right? So my job, again, we're going to make sure that we give you education and options, because I think the housing industry, we're still going to have some opportunities. But today I'm going to kind of digest, because what do we talk about all the time? We always talk about, well, let's look into what are the headlines saying, right? So we're going to look into a little bit more today of, hey, you know, can the housing market, will it withstand all the forbearances? Will it withstand all the deferred payments? Well, I got news for you. Yes, it will, but I'm going to give you data on why. Why we're not looking at an 09 or anything like that. So we'll definitely share that. When we get into rates, gosh, I'm going to show you how much better you off today buying a house versus where you were last year at this time. It's an amazing stat, and it's just facts. It's the numbers. So we're going to talk about that. But then our goal also is, listen, become a Mortgage Gumbo. Go to the Gumbo Nation Facebook page right now. Start following that. Request to be a member. Go sign up for the Rue at mortgagegumbo.com. Don't want the newsletter like 20,000 plus people get a week? Then, look, go to Mortgage Gumbo. Here's what's going on. We are wasting no time in 2021. No time. So on Wednesday, we are going to have our first home buying webinar. We've already got people signed up from last month. So all you got to do is go to mortgagegumbo.com, click on the events page, and then sign up. On the day of the event, about an hour before, we're going to send you a link so you can join in on the home buying webinar. So mark your calendar. We've got the whole year mapped out. So even if you can't make this one, that's fine. Don't think you got to wait also for a webinar to find out information. And then on the 12th, and we'll mention this again, obviously, on next week's show, but on the 12th, we are going to have our All About Credit webinar. Because of you, Gumbo Nation, my team and I, hey, listen, we were able to absolutely set records. And what I mean by setting records means help more people this year than we ever have. So I understand when March came. Listen, my parents taught me a long time ago, save for a rainy day. Well, I thought March was the rainy day. And then lo and behold, the federal government comes in and starts buying rates. Well, people like you who are listening to the show, many of you took advantage of that. Many of you are still in the process of doing that. That's why we created, Jesus. That's why we created Snap, Send, and Save.com. Because we want you, it's that easy to have one site to go to and find out what is your home buying power. Is it worth it for me to refinance? We're working with a client right now, and this is the difference. My goal this year is to help you understand the difference between a mortgage advisor and some loan officer out there, some bank teller that today is a mortgage lender, a smuckatelli. And I love you when you send me email saying, hey, I don't want to get smuckatellied. I want to work with you. Got a guy right now. Man, sends me, I've been listening to you. I've been behind the scenes. I've been doing everything that you recommend, the credit, doing all that. I'm ready to go because I'm not a schmuckatelli, and I don't want to get schmuckatellied. And I can't wait to work with this person. But you have to make sure, listen, now more than ever, and I explained this to a first-time home buyer the other day, whose aunt's an agent who referred them to their lender, which I get, but they're a listener of the show. And they followed their instincts. They followed their intuition, and they called me. And what this other lender, Smuckatelli, was doing was not what was best for them. They were doing what was best for the lender, and that's not how we operate. As a mortgage advisor, my job is putting you first. Y'all know that. Otherwise, this show wouldn't be growing like it is. We wouldn't be setting record months. Y'all know that. You know what you get with me is absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, no BS. It's not always the prettiest thing. I know you always don't want to hear it, but you know what every single person says to me at the end of a phone call? Thank you. Here's your direction you need to go in. Because first-time home buyers, this is your year. And we're going to get into that in a little bit, and you cannot get this wrong. You cannot make your first purchase, and if you do it incorrectly, for the rest of your life, you will be behind the 8 ball. So you got to have somebody that shows you what the options are and lets you know and proves to you what you can do. As always, listen, if you're new to the show and this year your New Year's resolution was to say, you know what, I want to become more financially savvy, well, stick around. Because for 5 hours every Saturday, you hit the lottery. Your scratch-off came through. So you're going to get 2 bowls of mortgage gumbo on the outside with a big filling of 3 hours of Winning at Life with Gregory Ricks and James Parker, who've been on air 10-plus years, me 6 years. So you hit the lottery. Stick with us. On the other side of the break, we're going to get into, we're going to do Rate Watch. We got a bunch of things going on today. So get your pens out. Hold on. It's going to be good stuff. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995.
We want the funk.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have that funk.
By the way, that's Dave DeCorbier.
What's up, Facebook?
What up? In the championship, which we screwed up, we started a week late, so I'm in the championship in my and of course Alvin Kamara, who went off last week, and then he comes down with the vid this week.
I swear, huh? And what? Forgot. Is it Mike Thomas? Is some? Oh no. Quan Alexander and somebody else are on the Rona list too. And
Quan Alexander, he's done because of he blew his Achilles.
Yeah,
that hurts.
There was somebody else though too. I mean, because apparently now we're getting hit by it, and there was talk that they might not even be ready for.
No, that's my thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is scary.
Yeah, bro. All
right, 2 minutes.
Yep. What's up, social media? What's up, Gumbo Nation? Hey, listen, take this opportunity. If you follow us on Facebook, if not, go to Facebook and then go type in pages, the Gumbo Nation page. Listen, we got a lot of announcements that's going to be coming up over the next 30 days, and you're going to want to be a follower of the Gumbo Nation Facebook page, so or a fan, whatever you call it. So the Gumbo Nation Facebook page is very important, so go become a follower. We just kind of rolled it out. We rolled it out initially when we were doing the Gumbo Nation Gives Back to our folks over in Lake Charles with the food drive, but we're about to start pushing. A lot of great things are going to be going on there, so you do not want to miss that. So, again, go request. We'll let you in, be a member of the Facebook page, Gumbo Nation Facebook page. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Good morning. What's up, Cano? Oob. What's up, Joe? Hey, Nikki. Good to see you. Happy New Year's to everybody that's hanging out and watching the show.
All right, 15 seconds.
All right. What up, Twitch? I see you out there. Welcome back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. You know the drill, 504-260-0995. If you want to get on the show, shoot an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. Happy New Year. The segment's brought to you by The Fence King. Visit FenceThisYard.com. 20 years experience, 170-plus five-star Facebook and Google reviews. One-of-a-kind virtual fence designer. You're in control. No high-pressure sales. I used it. It's amazing. Getting my new fence this week coming up. Offering tropical storm and hurricane post as well. And his work always comes with a warranty. Visit FenceThisYard.com. So, I get asked, oh, well, is it too late? Am I too late to refinance? Heck no. Well, I know that market fee's in there yet now. Yeah, it is. And we're still at all-time lows or flirting with it. So the opportunity is definitely there for you. So if you're wondering, should I, can I, there's one place that you need to go, and that's SnapSendAndSave.com. You will literally spend less than 30 seconds, maybe a minute if it depends on how computer savvy you are in uploading stuff. But literally, 30 seconds to a minute. And then I will get in touch with you and review what your options are. We're gathering the numbers, and I'll have those in a couple weeks, what the average savings were that we did for folks in 2020. But it's staggering. SnapSendAndSave.com. But if you are out there right now, and you have I'm not saying if you got a conventional loan, no, don't refinance. Don't get me wrong. We're refinancing conventional loans. I'm amazing at the Smuckatellis out there that put people, just because they don't have 20% down, they put people, make people have mortgage insurance. It bothers me. Let us refinance you out of that mortgage insurance. That's for conventional loans. Right now, I want to talk about government loans. Govy, you know what they are, listeners. If you're new to the show, I'll teach you. Those are FHA loans, USDA loans, and VA loans. Listeners, if you have or know someone that has any of those loan types, you've got to take advantage of where we are right now with the rates. And we'll get into them. But FHA, if you do FHA, you know you have private mortgage insurance on that loan for life, unless you put down 10%, which 99.9999% of you would not have. So we need to look at refinancing and getting rid of that private mortgage insurance. Because right now, conventional loans are almost as low as what FHA loans are. So by the time I get rid of your private mortgage insurance, I'm saving people a couple $100 a month. Do you have a rural development loan? That's the 100% down program. I mean, 0% down program, 100% financing. Why do you want to refinance? Because the rates are a lot lower than when you bought that home a year ago and you're thinking, wow, I don't have no equity. Did you know that we could go back up to 100% or more to refinance your home with rural development? Well, you can. So take advantage of it. And people go, well, why? What's the big deal? Let me tell you why. Let me put you in a rural development refinance or an FHA refinance. And you decide, you know what? Hey, this was a great little starter home. Well, now guess what? You got an investment property that you could go get more money than you have now. So people go all the time, well, how can I want to start investing. Well, let's look at your primary residence first. Let's take care of home base first. Then VA. VA, we're giving folks in the low twos on VA IRRRLs. No proof of income. No appraisal. Minimum documents. The other thing we're doing too, listen, if FHA values are up, so you have more equity than you've ever had before. So PMI is an option. But you know what? If your value's up, hey, we may be able to do an FHA streamline for you. That's right. There's an FHA streamline where we can lower your rate even further. Plenty of options there. So when they say, hey, is the refinance boom over? Absolutely not. If you had, just because you had rural development and you put no money down, bam, come back for a refinance. And I'm bringing this up because we are helping so many people out with this. People who have 3.75 and they think they're good. And I take them off an FHA loan, or I take them off a rural development loan, or I take them off a VA loan and get them in the twos. Get rid of PMI insurance and save them hundreds of dollars a month. So those are the things that we want to look at. Those are the things that we want you to be considering. Because when it comes down, and you know as a listener to the show, when it comes down to it, the number on a piece of paper is not what buys bread and milk. But the number on a piece of paper combined with putting you in the right program. Because the lowest rate with the wrong program isn't what's best for you, client, listener, Gumbo Nation. Lowest rate, wrong program equals not good. And when I went on my rant a couple weeks ago about the schmuckatellis who are in this industry right now, who aren't mortgage advisors like me, who just sell rate. In the long run, is it what's best for them? You got to have somebody that's looking out for you because we can't get this wrong. So great opportunities. So when it comes to refinancing, absolutely it's not over with. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Let us look and see how much your home has gone up. We can do all that for you. Before we even get into it, by you visiting Snap, Send, and Save, I can give you an idea of what savings are coming your way. I remove the guesswork. There's no guesswork when you work with me. That will be removed. I'm not interested in wasting your time or my time. So if you've out there and you've got that FHA, that VA, that rural development loan, it doesn't matter what your rate is. Go to snapsendandsave.com and let's see if there's some other options for you. How will coronavirus impact the United States housing market? I mean, what do you think? FHA, VA, government loans. You comprise, keep this in mind, you comprise over a quarter of the loans that are out there. Over a quarter. So that's why there's initiative for them to get you refinanced. That is for sure. Existing home sales, which measures closings on existing homes, were down 2.5% in November year over year. That's existing. There was 1.28 million homes for sale. That's down 22% year over year, and only a 2.3 month supply. The median home price was up $310,000, up 14.6% year over year. Higher than, let's see, first-time home buyers remained 32%, even with the stiff competition from homes that don't need 20% down. No, they don't. You don't have to the days of 20% down to get the super cheap interest rate. Goodbye. Over. The banks and bank lending, start burying them. Start burying your Chases, your Wells, all your big banks. Start burying them. The head of Chase's home lending division, he just stepped down. They're talking about layoffs. So how could you be talking about layoffs in a financial market when you do home loans? Because nobody wants to deal with the banks. And the banks, to be honest, they want me out here doing it for nothing because they don't pay me until I deliver them your loan. And they can't compete. See, because what the banks have been doing all these years is tricking people into believing they're the best. When you got Fannie and Freddie coming in, buying in all these loans at cheaper than what the banks are offering. So you turn over the next morning and you look and you go, whoa, that ain't what I came home with. That's where banks are. The covers are being pulled back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. 504-260-0995. Tons more to come. What up, Jet? What's up, Rochelle Roy? D-League! I'll see you.
It was C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's who's on the other one on the COVID list. That dude's been a beast.
Stud.
All right, 3 minutes.
All right, cool. Have the we'll do rate watch when I get back.
Rate watch. right, 1 minute.
I
10 seconds.
We're rocking here. This first show of 2021. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. Hey, if you just stumbled upon us, this is your home show. Over 6.5 years of bringing you education and options when it comes to your most valuable asset, and that is your home. This segment's brought to you by Bienvenue Plumbing and Repairs. Visit bienvenuplumbing.com. 20-plus years, Mark has built his business based on three things: reliability, professionalism, and affordability. You can trust Mark and his licensed and insured business. He's simply the best. Visit bienvenuplumbing.com. So, got a question during a break. Hey, perfect example. Have a veteran. He said, I'm at 3.75%. Should I consider refinancing? I have a VA loan right now. And is debt to income something I have to worry about with a VA EARL loan? No, it's not. Great question. Great question. No, we don't ask for income. When we run your credit, the only thing we run, it's called a mortgage-only credit report. Means as long as you're paying your mortgage, you're good. You're good. It's the easiest, simplest loan out there right now to do. So, hey, give me a call, doing my day job on Monday. Or you can call right now and get in line for me to be reaching out. We've already got several people who have gone to snapsendandsave.com. 504-207-7600. My team's ready to rock and roll. We've always got somebody on standby to answer your calls. Let's get into our weekly segment we like to call Rate Watch. Rate Watch is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. It's America's first handcrafted vodka, and it's so good. Listen to this. 30-year, 2.77. 15-year, 2.32. FHA, 2.25. Jumbo, 3.12. The ARM, 2.32. VA, mid to low twos. Listen where this stuff was last year. Conventional was at 4.06 last year, the first show of the season, the first show of the year. 15 was 3.41. FHA, 3.75. Jumbo, 4.21. And VA was even in the mid-threes. So what does that mean? So if you had a $200,000 mortgage, right? Let's do $200,000. I'll put these numbers together for you. On a 30-year. We're just going to do 30-year principal and interest payment. Last year, a $200,000 loan purchase at 4.06% on 30 years, your principal and interest payment was $961. This year, same $200,000 loan. But now take the 2.77 on the same 30 years, your payment is $816. So you want to know, should I be refinancing or not? That's $145 difference in payment right there. So, yeah, there's a lot of savings out there. But think about this. Let's say you can afford that $961. Well, now instead of buying that $200,000 house, now you could buy a $235,000 house. That's 15% more home. 15%. That's why the rates are great, but now you also see why the demand is so tough. Because people can afford more with these rates being so low. And when you have a lack of supply, whether it's existing homes, and just so everybody knows, when I say new home sales, I know it may be a new house to you, even if you bought one that's 20 years old. When I say new home sales, there's just a little footnote for the show. When I say new home sales, that's new construction. When I say existing home sales, that is homes that have already been built and lived in, just so you know. So now you see why new and existing home sales, home prices are up. So then you go, well, Dwayne, I get questions all the time. Well, what do you think is going to happen, with foreclosures and with this forbearance stuff? In my opinion, I've been doing this almost 30 years. In my opinion, they're kicking it down the road, and you want to know why there's no panic? Because there's new home buyers out there, and there's investors out there that the second that you won't even see it hit the street. We don't know when houses go to foreclosure anymore. Right? They're just listed as another listing. It isn't like when I was growing up and you were like, oh, something happened to Aunt Margaret and Uncle Bob, or my neighbor, Kathy and Don, something happened to them because their windows boarded up with a big piece of paper that says evicted or foreclosed. Now, you don't have that anymore because the banks and the agents work together. This is why you got to understand. And then those agents have investors, which good for them. But my whole point is, more than likely, what you're seeing now is this is why the Fed's not in a panic. You've got all-time low rates. Listen, in 2010 when this went down, the average homeowner had 6% in equity. 6%. So if you sold your home and paid realtors, you were losing money. That's why the market crashed. Today, the average homeowner has 30% in equity. So not only do they have an average of because the values just keep going up and up and up and up. So not only do you have 20% in equity, heck, you got another 10% cashish sitting there. So eventually what's going to happen, and I told everybody this, and I've been saying it since day one, forbearance is not a mortgage holiday. The investor will get their money back. You want to know why they're not panicking? Because they may make more money when you leave. They're not going to be like in 2010 when they go, let's try and see if we can work something out. When you call them to go, I'm in forbearance, can we see what we can do? Yeah, you can get out. You've got 30% in equity. Sell your home. Which many people are doing, which is smart. You'll never get more money for your home than you can right now. So that's not a bad thing at all. At all. So that's why I think you keep seeing these extensions, right? It was supposed to be 3 months. Then it was supposed to end in, April, May, June. It was supposed to end July 30th. Then it was supposed to end November 30th. Now they kicked it down the road to February. And these are all, these are the loans that are owned by Fannie and Freddie, who's buying up a lot of these loans right now. So you got to, who knows what your investor's going to want. But my point is, hey, how many of you maybe right now that are veterans maybe struggling? Maybe FHA struggling. Rural development struggling. Maybe we can lower that rate. But that's why there's absolutely no panic. Because the rates are still low right now. And you got such a high demand, and there's no supply. It's simple. It's economics 101. Supply and demand. You got no supply, but you got a bunch of people. That's where the market's at right now. So that's why there's no panic. Well, Dwayne, what do you think's going to happen, if they keep rates low? Listen, I'm nervous just like everybody. With the new election, just regardless of who got elected, where are we going? What is going to happen? You could put out there one of the things they're saying, hey, a $15,000 tax credit, a tax credit for all first-time home buyers. You could make it a $100,000 tax credit. You could make the rate 0. If somebody don't have a job and can't afford to work, it does not matter. So right now, as long as you keep reading, you keep hearing me come up on radio, on Mortgage Gumbo, saying, prices continue to rise, and talk positively, then you're going to see some of the stuff kicking down the road. When you start to see dropping home prices, that's a little bit of an area of concern. When it becomes a buyer's market, it'll be too late by that time. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo. We got one segment left for our first show of 2021. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio 504-260-0995.
You're like just in the zone today, bro.
Thank you, brother. I feel it, man.
I can tell.
You make my dreams come.
All right, Dwayne, we got a caller, Laura in Destrehan.
All right.
She's going to be a first-time home buyer.
Awesome.
And 30 seconds.
All right. welcome back. You stumbled upon Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein, your home show, 6+ years. And every week we provide you with the greatest show ever when it comes to education and options on your most important asset, your home. Let's go to Laura in Destrehan, our first call of 2021. She's a first-time home buyer. How can we help you out, Laura?
Hi. Well, I have a little bit of money saved up, not a whole lot.
Okay.
So I'm wanting to buy a fixer-upper.
Okay.
But I'm noticing that right now where I want to live in St. Charles Parish, even the fixer-uppers are really high.
Yes.
So, and this is something I would only be in for a couple of years and then probably selling it. I'm just wondering if I should sit on my money and wait till the prices go down or take advantage of the low interest.
Yeah, so a couple things here, Laura. Number one, are you looking at for like doubles, or are you just looking for something that are you wanting to be a fixer-upper type of person, or what? What's got you looking at, or is that just the house you like?
Yeah, I do enjoy. I can do most of the cosmetic stuff myself.
Okay.
I don't want to replace plumbing and electrical or new foundations, but most of the cosmetic stuff I'm interested in doing myself. But I've just noticed that, Destrehan is an expensive area anyways, but even some of the fixer-uppers that need a whole lot of work are really high right now.
And the reason being is people now are going, you know what, the agents, right now there's such a lack of inventory, Laura, that people just want to get it on the market, and regardless of the poop condition it's in, beforehand the agent would go in and go, all right, look, we need to paint this, we need to fix this up, we need to declutter, blah, 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 blah. Now it's, hey, let's get it on the market. Somebody will want it, okay? So
right.
What I would recommend to you is this. That part you just said about home prices going down, that's not happening anytime soon. So are you a renter right now or live with family?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm renting right now. I'm not looking for a big house or even a really expensive house. That's why I'm going with a fixer-upper, because I know that's my best chance to make something off of it when I turn around and sell it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, right? I mean, and that's the whole thing.
Right.
What I try to get people to understand as well, Laura, is the days of us finding gems. Every day out there isn't HGTV or DIY, right? So the day of us finding gems is far and few between. You may find something like that. This fixer-upper, is it a foreclosed property or is it a current homeowner in it?
It says for sell by owner is what I'm looking at.
Okay. So that is a perfect.
But it also has a sign in there for one of those signs, we buy houses.
Exactly. So there
I'm
you
not
go.
really sure.
It's an investor that has purchased this thing, probably for a lot less, and they're just saying, can they just turn around and get Laura to come in and pay them what they want? So there's probably, what I would say is this, Laura, the first thing we need to do is let's find out what your buying power is. I know you said you've got some money saved and all that. That doesn't mean we have to use all that money. A lot of people think, I got to put
right. I'm going on that first-time buyer's deal where I don't have to put a lot down because I'd like to have something left over for the repairs.
Yeah. So when
I say a little bit of money, I mean a very little bit of money.
No. So what I'm
doing like minimum.
Right. So what I would say is go check out snapsendandsave.com. Get me your information. Let's chat Monday, because what I'd like to do is let's look at what your buying power is. Then that puts you ahead of the game, right? Because if you can go in there and say, hey, here's my buying power, here's what I'm willing to do, let them wonder, right? Let them kind of see if it's worth it to them or not, because there's a good number in there. So we want to make sure that we check that out, Laura. I appreciate the call.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So what I'm looking at is that's a perfect example of you got to we buy houses. This is the investor. It links up to what I just said before the break. This is what you're seeing. Think about this if you're a realtor. And I work with some of the best out there that are part of my Total Home Authority. But if you're a realtor, does it behoove you to go hustle up 20 people to sell their house to you? Or find one dude, one corporation, one LLC with a ton of money that says, go find me 20 properties? That's why you're not finding the deals of the century are over. Because you got two things. You got folks who are just ignorant, who think their land or their house. Look, I've been looking at land forever. There's land that's been for sale that I've been talking to these people for 10 years. They've not moved a penny. Number one, they don't have to. So you kind of wait for, not that you wish bad on anybody, but you're like, all right, well, maybe something will happen. Well, they don't have to. Or two, they don't want to. And they're just seeing if they can get something as if there's gold on it or oil. But there's no more awesome deals out there. If people are behind on their taxes and it's going to tax auction at the police sale, this, that, man, that means that bank, they've looked at every option before getting to that point. It's not like DIY or HGTV. And in 30 minutes, they walk by something, they find it, great, they buy it, they bid on it, and they're out of there. Now, that's cute for TV. That doesn't work in real life. Because that bank's already contacted an agent. They've probably tried to sell it already. Maybe they couldn't, so now it goes to a tax sale. Well, guess what? That bank's there at that tax sale. And if they don't get what they want, they now bid on it. So the deals of the century are over. So what I don't want is Laura, who's a first-time home buyer that, hey, wants to get started. Everybody out there wants to live the American dream. There's nothing greater than putting your own roof over your head and investing in yourself. You can't lose with real estate. You can't. So, but the Lauras of the world, and that's why we're going to help her out, I don't want her to believe that, hey, I'm going to wait for home prices to go down, because that's not going to happen anytime soon. And when it does, it's going to be because interest rates skyrocketed. Listeners, the market all of a sudden is not going to say, hey, you know what? This is unfair. We got homeowners making too much money. We got investors making too much money on fix and flips. Fix and flips are actually down. It's down. Because they can't find the properties to fix and flip. It's down like 20, 25%. Yet profit on fix and flips is at all-time highs. But you got to be a cash buyer. You can't see something that you think, by the time you see it listed, you have had to talk to Dwayne Stein. You've had to visit snapsendandSave.com. You've had to have talked to us and be pre-approved or pre-qualified so you can go make that offer.
1 minute.
Because by the time you see it, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there's 40 offers on it. Because that's how pent-up supply is right now and demand. Folks, we made it through our first show. Hey, we didn't even get to the 10 commandments of applying for a loan or getting a mortgage. We'll cover that in the near future. If you want a copy, shoot an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. If you want to join our first our first home buying webinar, it's this Wednesday from 6 to 7. Go to mortgagegumbo.com and sign up.
30.
Or shoot an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. Happy New Year's, everybody. We're going to make this the best year ever for you, I promise you. You've been listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. And until next week, Gumbo Nation, keep stirring the pot.